My guest at this time is a veteran WWE superstar who's appearing as part of Qatar Pro Wrestling's next show, Super Slam 3. It's Cinta de Oro, better known to you know as Sin Cara or Unico over in WWE. Cinta, thank you very much for taking the time to chat with me here today.
Hey man, thank you for allowing me to talk to you guys and let the fans know what's going on with my career, with my life, everything. That it's been a crazy year for everybody, but in my case, I'm just excited for the future, everything that's about to come, and I'm just here to let everybody know that I'm still alive, I'm still wrestling, I'm still training, I'm still keeping myself busy in other projects, which is awesome. I have the time to really focus on other parts of my life, which I'm very grateful for.
Yeah, that's awesome. So talk to me. We'll start there. Before we get to Qatar Pro Wrestling and everything like that, what are you up to right now? How have you been weathering the pandemic? What's your wrestling schedule like right now?
Well, the crazy thing is that pandemic hit a week after I got my actual release from WWE. My last day with WWE was March 13th of 2020, and
Yeah.
then the pandemic hit on the 21st. So imagine that. So it was just like crazy, and I had already a lot of dates for me to go work in different places with different promoters, and I was just excited about being able to focus myself in pure wrestling, which I love. The politics, get them out of the way. I just wanted to wrestle. I just wanted to really, focus on the things that I could do and work with different talent. And then unfortunately, everything stopped. All of a sudden, I wasn't able to do the things that I had planned. So I had to focus on other things. But the good thing about it is that I've been home a lot, and I've been spending a lot of time with my children. With my kids, I was gone for a lot of time of their lives, and I didn't really I didn't really know them. I got to know my son. My son's 12 years old. My daughter's 7 now, and
Yeah.
I've been able to get in touch in that sense as a father with them, and knowing what they like, what they don't like, and the life at home. Now like I have my kids for like a week, and then they go with their mom for another week. So I have joint custody, and it's been working out really well for both of us, as parents, and it's just been a blessing because now, like, you see this guy that's all tattooed up, and in the morning I wake him up, get him in the shower, dress him up, iron their clothes. I do the ponytail of my daughter. Can you imagine me like combing my daughter wearing a ponytail, like stuff that I had never done before. So it's just been a great experience for me in that sense. Obviously, the pandemic had a lot of effects in many of us, in our families and our
Yeah.
friends and everything. A lot of people that we knew, and unfortunately I'm not here anymore. But I try to keep myself in that positive mindset, and for me. And then I started working with other people at like promoting stuff for solar and then construction and different things. With me and my brother started a construction company, and then
Oh,
now
wow.
we're trying to do something other companies and trying to see what works for us. And obviously wrestling is my passion, but at the end of the day, I also have a regular life. I want to be able to continue doing other projects, other things, and it's just been like a roller coaster ride this past year for me. Like up down, up down. But at the end of the day, I'm still here. I'm healthy. I want to continue what doing what I love, which is wrestling, and that's the main focus right now.
Where do you where will you be wrestling? Are you at AAA right now? Like, what is your status right now? Where do you see?
No, I'm an independent wrestler right now. Anybody that wants to contact me, they can contact me on my social media. I have my account there, my email account, scotobookings@gmail.com. And I'm ready to work, anywhere in Puerto Rico, Mexico, anywhere. There's a lot of plans also that are, in the air right now, but there's a few things that I don't want to say them yet because nothing's confirmed yet, but there's a lot of plans going on. I just want to tell you that Nacion Lucha Libre in Mexico, it's about to start again. So that's going to be something great for a lot of wrestlers that are independently, working right now, and they want an opportunity in Mexico. Unfortunately, with AAA, we haven't had any contact anymore since the appearance that I made. There were a little back and forth, yes, no, yes, no. But at the end of the day, obviously, I understand because of the pandemic,
Yeah.
and there's not a lot of negotiations going on with a lot of the companies right now, and it's part of life, it's part of the business, and I'm just keeping myself, being patient, being focused, and just continue on my path to what I want to accomplish. That was the main purpose of me, asking for my release from WWE. It wasn't because of my ego or because I thought I was better than anybody else or because of this, because of that. It was just a lack of opportunities. And that's the main focus for me, trying to get that opportunity to really showcase what I love, which is wrestling,
Mhm.
the BS, get them out of the way and just let me just roll, let me wrestle, let me work with all this new talent that's out there.
Yeah, and it's when I was listening and hearing you say that and kind of doing some prep for this, your exit seems a little similar to Andrade's, right? I mean, I don't know how were you able to how were you able to request your release and get it? Because a lot of wrestlers, they put in their request and it just kind of
Mm.
never comes. Like, what was that process like for you?
Well, it wasn't easy as a human being, as a person. Imagine this little kid from El Paso, Ciudad Juarez, having a dream all his life, and then getting there to the biggest company in the world and being able to, thinking that things are gonna be amazing and you're just gonna be able to, be have an opportunity because of your talent. And it's unfortunately it's not about talent anymore, and that's the truth. I mean, that's the truth, and then it's unfortunate for a lot of people, a lot of amazing wrestlers, that it's not your talent anymore. It's whoever they point the finger at, and that's how it is. And it's unfortunate because you go in with a mindset of want to accomplish everything, want to take over the world, want to do like all these amazing things, and then through the years, I realized that it wasn't about that anymore. The,
Yeah.
the mentality about Sin Cara was like, oh, Sin Cara, no matter what we do, no matter what where we is, people love him, kids love him, so it doesn't matter. And it was just sad because I was being, overlooked in that sense. And I didn't mind working with anybody, and I didn't mind helping anybody. The guys that work with me know that I was very, unselfish in that sense. Anything they needed from me, anything they wanted from me, and it was gonna, be for a good purpose, especially for our matches. I didn't mind doing stuff like that or helping other guys. And it was just unfortunate that I never, really got the opportunity for to succeed in that sense. Obviously, there were like little runs in that during that time, but there was never a continuation of me being on television for a year.
Right.
I had a couple meetings. I think I got off the subject a little bit, but a couple meetings where I asked, just give me a shot. Just give me a shot. Give me a year. I said, give me a year on television, and let's see if I don't get over. Simple as that. Giving guys or other people an opportunity for a year or 2 years, and you guys make them because they're on television every week. Every week, you're building them up. You're telling stories with them. You're letting people know what they like, what they don't like. But when you just use me for 1 week and then I'm off the next 4 weeks, use me in another week and then off another 2 months, that doesn't do anything for anybody. Not for me, not for the talent that I work with, not for anybody. And that was my main thing. And I thought about it for a few years. It wasn't a thing that I said like, I'm gonna ask for my release today and
Yeah.
that's it. I'm done. No, it was about at least a couple of years where I was already thinking about leaving. And during that time I was still married, and I was talking to the mother of my kids, and I was asking her, what should I do? And she would always tell me, just do the best that you think is best for your career and what you want to do, and we'll support you in that sense. And it was tough because a lot of people depended on me on what I was getting paid. The guy that does my mask, the guy that does my boots, a lot of people that were around me. And it was just tough to realize that no matter what I did, no matter how hard I tried, no matter how hard I trained, no matter how hard I gave ideas, or I talked to this person or talked to that person. It was just like everybody would throw the ball to the other person. Oh, like, talk to him, talk to him, talk to him. So it became, something that I was just like, I was just fed up with. I was just tired of it. And we were in Europe actually when I had a meeting. We had television. My last match was with Drew McIntyre,
Yeah.
and that day I remember I went in to talk to the people in the office, in the public relations office, and I just said, let me go. I'm done. I'm tired of this, and I already spoke with the people that you asked me to talk with, and nothing happens. Everybody says one thing, the other one says that Sin Cara's dead. That's what Paul Heyman told me. It's like, Sin Cara's dead, and I was like, what do you mean? Oh yeah, he's dead. I'm like, well, he's dead is because you guys killed him. You guys never gave me an actual opportunity to really succeed and become a star in the company that I love, that I wanted to work with, that I wanted to give everything for, that I've have given, you know, 10 years of my life. And it was just unfortunately in that sense. And for me it was very sad, because I love the sport, I love the business, I love being around my friends. I got to do a lot of a great relationship with a lot of the boys, and it was just tough, realizing that nothing was gonna change. And they said that they were gonna think about it to see if they were giving me my release, because they were not giving releases to anybody. And I was like, well, to be honest, I'm not happy anymore. Like, what do you want? I said, why do you want me here if I'm not happy anymore? Like, let me go. It's just you have all these guys that want to, continue working here. Where that's okay. I just don't want to be here anymore because I'm not happy anymore. I lost the love for what I love, and that was the hardest part, realizing in that moment that. And then so we went on the tour, right? We continued the tour. I did my match with Drew. As soon as I finished the match, I didn't even stop in Gorilla. I just left straight to the locker room, took a shower, and got in the bus. I didn't say nothing to anybody. None of the people that were back in Gorilla. I was just like tired of it. I was just like, these guys don't really care about me. So I realized that, and I just left, and and I'm not talking bad about anybody, and I understand that that it's a business and we're numbers, and when you're talented and they need you in that sense, they're gonna use you. It's part of life and it's part of the business. I'm not saying, oh, poor Cinta de Oro, poor Sin Cara, no, none of that. It's just I just realized that it wasn't my place anymore. So
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I wanted a couple follow-ups on that real fast. So the Sin Cara is deadline that Paul Heyman said to you. Was this you were trying to get like some creative ideas thrown your way, and that's what Paul told you in response to you trying to get some creative juices flowing?
I spoke with Michael Hayes. I spoke with him a little bit, and about what they wanted to do with Sin Cara, because during that time we had a little feud with Andrade and Selena Vega, and it was pretty cool. I was enjoying the feud and it was fun. But I asked him, what's next for me? What do you guys brought this young lady from Chile, Catalina, up to the main roster to work with me? So what is it that you guys want to accomplish, right?
Yeah.
And they said, well, they said no, and that's when he told me when I spoke with. Then I went to Paul Heyman, and he was in catering, and he was over there in Manchester, and I asked him straight out, what do you guys have any plans for me? What do you guys want to do with me? Because I really want to know, and if not, well, I need to know what's going on, because I don't want to continue my career like this, just being, using me 1 week and then leaving again, and then coming home and feeling miserable. So then that's when he told me that Sin Cara was dead, and I gave him a few ideas. I was like, well, let's do it like Spider-Man, right? Like where in the movie where people know who he is, and then when he gets into that, when he becomes a superhero, he puts on the mask, and then, well, but then you're not gonna be Sin Cara anymore because they can see your face. I'm like, so they would give me like one thing after the other, and for a long time since I've been out, I never said anything because out of respect, but at the end of the day, they don't really care about me. So why should I care about people that don't care about me? I understand that maybe they help a lot of people, which is fine with them. Whoever has gotten help, and it's awesome. Good for them. And I'm not saying that is bad, or I'm not saying that. I'm not talking this. This is not personal. This is mostly business. In that sense. And it was just unfortunately for me that I got to experience that. And then so I left that day, got on the bus, we went on to continue the tour, and I remember we were in Vienna, Austria. November 11th of 2019, 7 p.m. Europe time, 12 p.m. Mexico time, and that's when I put my release on my social media. And it wasn't because I wanted to talk bad about anybody. If you read my release, all I'm saying is how I feel and the truth about the things. I don't have to lie. I don't have to tell you more or less about things and what I had, experienced in the company. I'm very grateful to this day, to have worked there for 10 years. Not everybody can say that they work for the company that they wanted to work with or achieve their dream and there for 10 years. But they may say, yeah, we help you travel the world, we pay you. Yeah, but my body was broken during 10 years too. I don't have an ACL anymore. I dislocated my shoulder, and a lot of things, and which is fine. I understand that it's part of what we do, but when I launched my release, that's what I was feeling during that time. But before I put out my release, I remember that I prayed. I called a few friends among their pastors and to give me guidance in that sense of if I was doing the correct decision for my life and for my career, and everything pointed out that it was the correct decision. And I know that they didn't like that for me to put it out there in public, but how else could I really let him know how I felt if they didn't want to really listen to me? Yeah. If I already had talked to a lot of people, I was trying to get him talk to Vince, and they said that I had to do an appointment. And I was like, I'm not gonna do no appointment. If I've been here for 10 years and he cannot give me 5 minutes of his time, then I'm not worth anything to him. Why do you want me here then? And it was just very sad, a very sad situation for me in that sense of trying to just work really hard to put my ideas out there and see if I could just let him know that I wanted to really earn my pay in that sense. It was terrible being in television and not just being in catering, sitting down. It was terrible. It was a awful feeling, and I know that a lot of the guys have experienced that, and it's I'm not saying that it's just the Mexicanos or the Latinos, but it is.
Well,
It is, man.
that's my final follow up here, because I know I got some QPW questions. We'll do here,
Yeah.
but my last question then for you on this subject is, obviously Andrade is taking some pretty
Mhm.
stiff shots right now at the company,
Yeah.
right?
That is true.
Okay, yeah, talk to me about that. Is it harder to be a Latin or lucha talent in WWE? Do they just not get it? Like, what is the issue there?
I had never wanted to get into this conversation, but I think we need to now.
Okay.
It's time because it's true, with everything that's going on in the world, the Latinos in that sense, or Mexicanos, we can never really join forces to do something powerful. It's always been other people. You can see, what has happened nowadays when all the Black Lives Matter movement started going on. It was great to see all of them join together and do something positive for everybody, for the community. And then when that happened, everybody in WWE was a champion, right?
Yeah, Bobby Lashley,
New Day,
Sasha,
and all those guys, which is great. They're good friends of mine, and I love them. But what about us too? We want a shot. We want an opportunity. So you realize certain things, and then now that Andrade asked for his release, they kept Santos Escobar as champion last week. Now they took the championship off him, and then they made Raquel, a champion in NXT, which is great. I understand it's business, but why would you have to wait till something like that happens to give an opportunity to the Latinos or the Mexicanos because something negative came out about your company? Now you want to say that that's not true, but it's not. It's very obvious, and it's just sad for a lot of the boys that are there right now, for Angel Garza, for Carrillo, Lince, Calisto, Metallic, all those guys are very talented. And then they can give excuses about certain things. Oh, maybe because he's not physically fit. Look at Calisto. Calisto isn't the best shape of his life. He hasn't wrestled in like 180 days on television. Look at Metallic. Metallic was a world champion everywhere he went, in Japan, in Mexico. He held like 5-10 titles at the same time for one time in his career. He has never done anything, unfortunately, in WWE. Garza was an independent worker that he was well known. He was all over the place doing a lot of things. Look at Carrillo. Carrillo he's an amazing talent. He's a young kid that looks good, can wrestle well. He can do a lot of things, but it's just unfortunate that they don't give those guys an opportunity to really succeed.
Yeah, man.
So it's tough. It's a tough situation, but at the end of the day, now people can see that I didn't leave because of my ego or because I was, that I was thought that I was better than anybody else. I just wanted a shot, an opportunity to succeed in what I love, which is wrestling.
All right, well, let's talk Qatar Pro Wrestling here while I still have you. So, Qatar Pro Wrestling, how did you get involved? What is your excitement level? Have you been to Qatar? Talk to me about what it's like for you to be a part of this show.
No, I haven't been there. There were plans of me going to, but then the pandemic hit and then everything stopped. But I'm very excited to, go over there and showcase my talent and just be able to work with a lot of people. He's an awesome person, Ali, and I'm just happy to be able to go over there and start working and showcase my talent, and it's going to be an amazing show. I know there's a lot of my friends are going over there, so I'm just excited to be back in the locker room, talking to the boys, being able to communicate with a lot of men, and just started to get in the rhythm of wrestling and what we love and what we do. And I know it's still next year, but time flies, brother. Time flies, and then by the time we end, we're going to be in December and then January, and then time to fly over there. So I'm just excited to be able to be considered in his show that I know that he's worked on for a lot of years, and now it's becoming a reality. A lot of the big legends, a lot of the stars that they're independent working right now are going to be over there. So I'm excited for the opportunity. I don't know who I'm going to wrestle, and I don't really mind, but whoever I get to work, I'm just going to be excited about being over there.
Yeah, because I saw Sammy Guevara's on this card, Brian Cage is on this card. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's some people I'm sure that you would love to get in the ring with there.
Yeah, Sammy, I met him a couple of times because he made a couple of tryouts with the company. He never got picked up with WWE, but I remember that that he was doing some tryouts when we were in Texas most of the time. And with Brian, I've never got the opportunity to really talk to him or know him a lot, but I know he's been down in Mexico for a lot of his career, and then in the independent scene. And he's, those guys are coming up and getting their opportunities. So I'm just excited to be able to work with a lot of those guys that I haven't had a chance to work with when I was in WWE for 10 years,
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, it's a whole fresh landscape out there now.
Yeah,
a lot
exactly.
of you haven't had a chance to wrestle yet.
Yeah, so that's the main thing for me. I'm excited about that, being able to work with different talent, different guys that are coming up. And I know there's a lot of guys that are now have adapted to the lucha libre style. And I'm just excited to be able to, showcase what I can do still. And because I never really got an opportunity to showcase my talent in that sense, to be able to do like a lot of things. I think the thing for me was the ladder match in WrestleMania. But that was, I think, my biggest moment. And and then you realize that I could do a lot of things. But then we never continue in that sense.
Yeah. Well, Sin Cara is dead. So that's such a
Cinta de Oro is alive now.
that there you go. Sin Cara is alive now. Cinta de Oro is alive now, man.
Yeah.
That stopped me in my tracks. That's devastating, man. Well, anyway, I want to thank you so much for the time. Great chat. Very happy to hear you're doing so well out in the world. Get to do your own thing right now. Where do you want to send people to find you, follow you, support you, all those great things?
Yeah, it's on social media. It's Cinta de Oro. It's my Instagram, my Twitter, and it's verified. I have a Facebook page now. I've had it for a year. I really know a lot about Facebook, but it's Cinta de Oro Oficial, and my YouTube channel, Cinta de Oro Oficial. If you guys want to, contact me for a show or something, it's scorobookings@gmail.com. That's on my social media. So thank you again, Nick, for your time. I really appreciate talking to you, and I'm just excited for the future, brother. Thank you.